But first, I'm joined live at Buckingham Palace by the acclaimed royal biographer Tom Bower. Tom, what incredible scenes we've seen over the past 2 hours. What did you make of that moment when the Queen was surrounded by her children in St Giles Cathedral?
Well, I think the whole day, and that particularly, was amazingly touching. I mean, I think Prince Charles, King Charles, has actually acquitted himself brilliantly today. I mean, he has really travelled to 7 different locations, great speeches, deep interest in all the people he was meeting, clearly campaigning to be accepted as the King in Scotland, a critical place for him to succeed, but also in Parliament. I mean, he really captured the mood and captured I think, the obedience and the affection of politicians, which isn't easy.
Today's events have been good for the Union, haven't they, Tom?
They've been very good for the Union, they've been very good for Britain, they've been very good for the Constitution, they've been good for all the people of Britain who really believe in the country. And I think what's been really remarkable is that people of such diverse backgrounds are all pledging their loyalty to Britain. And there's no sign of any dissent at all. And that I find really encouraging. Not a murmur, really.
And I mean, those crowds in Scotland, lots of folks said, look, you're going to see the crowds in London, but perhaps we're going to have a more muted reaction in Scotland. They could not have been more wrong. The streets of Edinburgh, they were about 20 deep.
Eat your heart out, Nicola Sturgeon.
Yes.
I mean, she must have been really upset about that and having to sing God Save the King and all the other things which were stuck in her throat, no doubt.
Do you think the Queen would have had a wry smile, Tom?
I think the Queen had the last laugh on that.
Yeah,
So I
indeed.
think it's been a triumph in Scotland. I hope tomorrow in Ireland as well. Charles is, let's face it, an acknowledged campaigner. He's been for 50 years meeting and greeting, and he is genuinely very interested in people. My only caveat is I think he's a bit too interested. He seemed to be engaging in conversations which one always fears he might then say something which gets reported and is out of context. But today has been his day, the royal family's day, and Britain's day, because it is altogether a great accolade to our country that this wonderful woman, we all knew that we had a terrible moment when she went, that we somehow were getting over it because it's brilliantly organised, the choreography, the pageantry, everything is so perfect. A lot of people have put a lot of work in and they should be congratulated.